Here we go again, guys. We take one step forward and then we take 10 steps backwards. Let's get into it.
Ryan Tillman, real talk, it's the truth.
All right, guys. So I recently saw a video that came across my feed where we see an officer utilizing a racial slur against a subject who flips her off. Let's watch the video and we'll talk about it. Let's take a look.
Leaving school, raised his middle finger at Officer Valentino, which set Valentino off.
Oh, I hate him so much. God, I hate this world. I hate it.
Several seconds pass. Valentino then uses a racial slur under her breath.
Hate him.
All right. So there's been talk about implicit and explicit biases. That right there, I would say is an explicit bias because implicitly she's feeling some type of way about obviously black people. I'm just going to call it for what it is. And she reflects that in her words. Now, I don't know anything about this officer. I don't know who this officer is. I'm not making any excuses for her. One, I mean, that's terrible behavior. It shouldn't have never been said. And it kind of just goes to show, you know, what she truly feels internally about a certain segment of people, and in this case, most likely black people, because she's using the racial slur. There's no place for it. There's no place for it in law enforcement. Now, again, I don't know anything about her. You can clearly see, rather than just even, or more so other than the racial slur, but you can tell like she's angry, she's mad, she's frustrated about a whole bunch of other stuff. But what makes this even more disturbing is that this compromises all the other work that she's done. Anytime she's pulled a black person over, arrested them, now those people can bring that into question of whether or not her actions were credible or not. Were they racially motivated, or was she doing her job correctly? And they can go back and look at all of her records and see or try to determine whether or not this was racially motivated. And if they deem it to be so, they can throw it out. And so what bothers me about this is that I don't think she didn't know that her camera was recording. I read the article and it said that I guess she had flipped her blue lights, and when she flips her lights on, her camera activated. So she probably forgot. She's clearly frustrated. But what makes me so upset is that this is occurring. And so for people that think that there isn't some type of people that have biases towards a certain group of people, and it's not just, I want you guys to be clear, it's not always white people towards black people. There are black people that have biases towards white people. There are Asians that have biases towards other groups, and Hispanics, whatever it may be. We all possess biases, but as police officers, we cannot allow our biases to affect the way we do our job. Thus, we also have to realize is if we do have biases, how can we get rid of them? Now, there's a lot of people that may get all sensitive when I talk about implicit and explicit biases because it's just whatever reason, it's a trigger word, but it shouldn't upset you. I mean, we all feel a certain type of way or whatever it may be about a certain segment or group of people, right, wrong, or indifferent, but that can't allow us to affect the way we do our job. And in this case, it did. It affected her. And so, you know, I always try to treat everybody as equal as I can be, and I try to recognize humans for just being humans, not because they're black, not because they're white, not because they're Hispanic, but just because they're human. If they're a bad human, I'm just like, man, that's a bad person. The whole group as on an entirety is not bad. And just the same way as if there's a good human, I'm not saying, oh, that person is good because he's this race. And so the stuff still exists, guys. This really sets law enforcement back in so many different ways. And sadly, it's because a lot of people are going to see this video and they're going to be like, see, I told you. See, there's more of that than you guys realize. There's more of those officers in the profession, which I know is not true. And we can't look at this one isolated incident and just cast a broad brush and say that everybody's like that. That's not true. But when stuff like this happens, people are going to say it. So I don't condone this officer's behavior. I hope she's punished. I don't even know if I would go to the extent to say she should be policing right now, because I guess there was a track record of her doing other things as well. So that's just my personal opinion. I mean, you can see a person's true colors come out when they get emotionally fired up. And so we got to be careful. We got to watch what we're doing. We always got to watch what we're saying. But more importantly, we got to have pure hearts doing this job. We got to be doing this job for the right reasons at the right times. And every single place we go, we got to always have pure hearts with everybody we deal with. So with that being said, I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. If you guys like the videos I bring to you, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one.
Ryan Tillman, real talk, it's the truth.